Yeah, I'll be feeling that one in the morning.
Our faces collided.
Is there a cleric in the house?
Get lost, you mushroomy git.
Okay, sure, yeah. So as you kind of make your way into the main area, first off, Tide is back.
I need to know again.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
know what Fiery Man is.
Who's this little cat thing?
I was there first. Who are you?
Endo would just go lunging over and be like, Tide! Hugs! Just barreling towards you.
So is he kind of like the pig, another pet?
Oh!
Endo frowns and just looks at Blazy. No, this is Tide, my friend.
So you're not friends with the pig?
You love the pig too. Who are you? Where did you come from?
Yeah! Why are you being mean to my friend?
Is he the new me? Did you replace me already?
We would never replace you, Tide.
Oh, sorry, little guy. I'm just still haven't met you, so I was just working out. Couldn't tell. I've not met. What are you? I've not met you kind before.
Tide is quite persuasive when he wants to be.
Yeah, I'm a Tabaxi. You've seen Tabaxi. What are you, little big?
Careful, Tide. Careful, Tide. His head is fire.
Yeah, I can see. Is that her?
No, it just looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, I can't lie. That looks quite cool, actually.
Adds to the intimidation factor.
I'm confused. What do you mean it looks cool? It's fire.
Yeah, fire's cool, man.
No, it's not. Fire is warm.
And we'll have to have a chat afterwards, okay?
Oh. Is this one of those things where I'm getting confused again?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. It's still warm, though.
It is when you handed it.
Fire's
or
awesome.
near it.
Fire's
Yeah.
awesome.
Cool has two different meanings.
Are you going to the cookies? Leave the cookies.
Endo could smell cookies.
Ain't Oink Fat probably can.
Oh,
as well.
no. So Talascar's just been kind of like sat leaning back, watching this kind of transpire in front of her. She kind of like looks up, she's like, Tide, since you have returned, this is our newest member, Blaze.
Clever name.
Cheers, little guy. Tide was it?
Yeah, Tide. The water to your fire, if you will. Can I minor illusion of marshmallow and just put it kind of towards Blaze?
That's very generous of you. Thank you.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Shipping it.
Ship it too.
Well, now everybody's introduced. It's that time of year again. Talaska is like looking very depressed.
Do you mean we have to
Bonuses.
go and stay for drink again? That was an interesting mission. That one.
Oh,
Oh
can we
my
bring the
gosh, we
Grinch home this
get him.
time?
Ugh,
Yeah.
no. Let's. He's busy around.
Endo remembers the way. I've done a lots of walking in my lifetime. I know the way. We can go get him.
No. Just no. No more pets or extra people or just no.
But he was really
Still at
nice.
Yuletide, right? So we be kind to people instead of doing anything else.
Talaska kind of just sinks a little bit lower in her chair. She's like, there just is not space. There's no space here. No room at the Nameless Inn.
Endo puts his arms out and he's just like, Taliska, I can't even reach anybody from here. Okay, there is lots of room.
And didn't that like Dragonborn thing that ran away have a room? What happened to that?
Did we run away?
Yes,
There was
well,
another one.
not everyone, Endo, is made for the adventuring life. And apparently he wasn't. He left in the night.
Was it something that Endo did? Did I do something bad?
No, of course not. I'm sure it was just that he doesn't have what it takes to be an adventurer.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you have to be made of special stuff to be part of the Nameless Adventuring Guild, Endo. I mean, we can't just accept any old common riffraff off the street. As I say that, I'm just kind of like looking doubtfully at Blaze.
Yeah, I'm on to you, Darky.
What did you call me?
Midnight.
Well, anyway.
What's the day of the week? I don't know, I'll call you Wednesday.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Nice. Anyway, presents. There's presents here. There you go. Enjoy. And she kind of gestures towards the pile of presents that is in the room.
Endo's eaten all the cookies except one for everybody, and then he passes one to Oinkfat. He's like, there you go, Oinkfat. I don't think you can have more than that because it might be bad for your digestion.
Does the pig... Ugh. Whatever.
I will head over to the presents and just who wants whose would I find first? 'Cause I'm not looking for my own.
You're not looking for your... roll investigation for me.
Hey, to take all day. Just to warn you. I say that and then get a good roll.
Okay, yeah, so one of the first names that you see is for Tide.
Hi, this one's for you. And I shall pass it over to him.
I was gonna say I will fucking bound to you. I'm flipping, not gonna get cursed. I will bound to you. Yep. Fine. If I must, I'll start. If I really have to start, I'll start. Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
I get my claws. Heads of paper everywhere. How big is this?
It is
box?
it's quite a smallish box.
Okay. Well, I'll just like rip away with like one or two claws. Just try and like get all the paper off.
Okay, yeah. So as you get all the paper off, you are left with a little kind of wooden box. Are you Are you opening the box or shaking the box?
Oh, sorry.
or-
What am I looking at? I thought there was another bit to that sentence.
No, no. It is just a little wooden box, a plain wooden
Oh,
box.
I didn't hear the wooden box. Sorry, I just heard A and then nothing. Yeah, I'll open the box.
Okay, inside the box is a pebble.
Can I hold the pebble to my ear and shake?
Yes, yeah. You can shake
Do I
it.
hear anything?
You
do I
hear
hear
nothing. Nope, it's just a pebble.
Can I look at the pebble intensely?
Yes, you can look at the pebble intensely.
What? I don't think. Am I investigating the pebble? Yeah, can I investigate the pebble? I think actually I say very loudly, a pebble! Yay! Can I try and investigate the pebble?
Are you trying to investigate for anything in particular? Are you looking to see if it's magical, or are you just looking at the pebble to see if there's like a decoration on the pebble, or?
Oh, good question. All of the things. Is
Okay.
it like a piece of? Is it a rock? Have I got a tiny rock?
You have a pebble. Yeah, roll investigation for me. I love the idea of Tide just being like, yay, a pebble. Okay, so this pebble, when you look at it more closely, it looks as if it's got a fish kind of etched into it.
Ooh, I bite the pebble.
Your teeth hurt now, you've just bitten a pebble.
One's a thinker.
You don't eat it, Tide. It's a stone. Why did you try to bite it?
Maybe you could try putting it in water if it's got a fish on it.
Oh no, where's the sink gone?
There is a pan on the stove in the kitchen that has water in there. It's not boiling yet.
That'll do. I'll throw it in what is probably the boiling hot pan.
It's not boiling. It's not boiling. The pebble, as you drop it into the water, starts to kind of form very small little cracks in the pebble. And then the pebble kind of cracks and falls away and leaves a small minnow that is swimming around in the water.
Is the pan boiling hot?
Is the what? No, the pan. No, it's not on. It's not on. The pan's not on.
Okay. Oh, thank God. Right. I'm going to just grab the whole pan, and I'm just going to... Does Tide want to eat it? No, Tide doesn't want to eat it. Tide's going to keep it.
Oh my god.
Excuse me. Sorry. No, excuse me. New pet. Talascar, this was a gift. You can't get rid of it. New pet.
Fantastic.
How did it do that?
Water's sloshing everywhere. You want to see?
The new floor. Oh. Yes, it appears to be a fish of some kind.
I wonder what kind of magic powers it has.
Oh, is it magic, Tide?
It must be. It was in a pebble.
I know, it was so strange. I've never seen that before.
Those are cool. What a great name for a person that would be. I'm gonna sit down and I'm just gonna be looking lovingly at my new minnow, but also looking at presents as other people open them.
Okay.
What are you gonna call it, Tide? What are you gonna call it?
Ooh. Ooh. I'll have a think. I've got till Christmas. I'll have a think. It just needs a name by Christmas Day. Frostmas Day.
Yuletide.
Yuletide.
Yuletide Day.
Cold times.
Thanks, Santa. And I look at everyone and try and work out who it was that gave me the gift.
Yeah, roll insight.
Oh, really? I'm quite good at insight. Nope, so that one, baby.
Yeah, you're kind of like glancing around, just trying to see if anybody's like smiling slightly, and no, you just cannot pick up who may have got you this gift.
A gift from the spirits.
Exactly.
Who's next?
Endo starts just looking around like, wait a minute.
Can I start looking at the presents and just start pulling them out and like lobbing them at people?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you're gonna do that,
Jesus.
you're not looking for any particular. I assume you're just grabbing the top one, checking the name, and throwing it.
Yes, basically.
Okay, yeah. So you grab the first one. It says Endo on it.
I go, think fast, Endo, and throw it at him.
Yeah, Endo tries to catch it.
Okay, do me a dex check.
Hope it's not fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to catch it. Kind of like it bounces around in your hands for a second as you're like, oh, oh, oh. But you managed to catch quite a kind of, it's quite a long box, but thin.
Ooh. I
Are
wonder
you,
what this is.
are you going to restrain yourself from opening it straight away, or?
Yeah, because this is only like his second ever like sort of like Christmas celebration thing, so he don't know. He still don't get it properly, so he wants to see how other people do things first.
Okay, yeah. So as you're kind of going through, Gideon, there is a gift for everybody on the pile. Some people have more than one gift, so there's another one there for Endo. There is one for Einkfat.
Oh wow!
As well, and I think
Amazing.
there's a couple on there for Talisker as well.
Just one.
Oh, just one on there for Talisker.
Okay, I'm
Not that
gonna.
it's-
Oh, sorry, go on.
Actually, not that it's from me.
It's from who knows who it's from. The voice of Santa. The voice of Santa tells us there's one.
I'm gonna slide the other one towards Endo. That's for him. And then I'm gonna like hold Oinkfat out to him to like tempt him over. And then so when he comes over, I'll just drop it in front of him, and then I'm going to very, very carefully pick up the presents for Talisker. And I'm going to go across and very, very carefully, gently, without looking Talisker in the eye, put them on the desk, and then turn around and go back to the pile of presents.
Talisker kind of like looks up at the present that you put on a desk, and he's like, well, thank you, whoever got this. And she kind of like glances around to see if she can tell whether anybody got her this. Who is next opening their present? Who wants to go next? Who would not be able to resist when a present was given to them? I feel like Oinkfat would probably be next, actually.
Yeah, Oinkfat
Yeah.
Because he's just gonna...
The way that like a dog, like, you know, some
Yeah.
dogs will like try and rip paper off presents. Like that's what Oinkfat is doing.
You handed him a present, he's gonna rip that up. Yeah.
Yeah, so he immediately starts kind of ripping into this present, kind of paper flying absolutely everywhere, and then kind of is just sat looking down, a little bit puzzled at what appears to be a book bound in thick hide.
A book for Oinkfat? I would like to have a look at it. Has it got a title on it?
It does have a title on it, and it says Zorlskin.
Well, I think that Oinkfat just kind of, as a default, would kind of try and eat everything. So he's probably like giving it a good sniff.
Yeah.
And
So
then-
as you're kind of looking at it, you can tell it's made of hide, so he would be able to smell animal on it, and there appears to be words written in it.
Okay, I'm just gonna take it away from him and open it and start having a look through it.
Yeah. So currently inside it, it says Merry Yuletide, Oinkfat.
I flip all the way to the end. Is there anything else?
Nope, nothing else written in it at the moment.
Okay, I just shrug and go, well, I mean, you can eat it if you want to. And, like, like, put it back down in front of him.
Yeah,
and
so
then
as you kind of put it back down in front of him, the pages are kind of open at where it says Merry Yuletide Oinkfat. And you would notice that he kind of tilts his head and appears to be actually reading the words, and then starts like kind of hopping between one trotter and the other as if he's excited or happy.
Oh my god, that's so cute. Can I would I know with my magical knowledge if there was anything magical about this book?
You can roll me an Arcana.
Okay.
Yes, there is something magical about this book, and given what you just saw, it's almost as if Oinkfat read the note.
I'm gonna go reaching through my pockets and see if I can find like quill or ink or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna write in the book, "Hi, buddy."
Yep. Are you going to show him the book?
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, he kind of like looks at the book again, tilts his head a little bit, looks up at you, and lifts one paw or one trotter.
I'm gonna scratch him behind the ears, and then I'm gonna write in the book. I'm gonna write, "Thanks for help keeping us alive this year. I'll make sure I find you something tasty to eat," and then show it to him.
Yep, he kind of tilts his head, looks at it, takes a little bit longer, and then rushes over to you and starts kind of like rubbing up against you.
Oh, just give him lots of scratches behind the ears.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna say to the room at large, "This is amazing. Thank you so much." I'm not even attempting to find out who gave it.
You don't care. You're just so happy.
Yeah.
Okay. And while Oinkfat is very excited about his book, Endo, have you managed to refrain from opening either of your two presents yet?
Yeah, he's holding the longer one, and he's got the other one by his feet, and he just still has a look of lack of understanding, like he did last year. He doesn't get it. He likes everything, and it's all nice, shiny, like pretty wrapping paper and stuff, and the cookies, and everyone's being friends and things. But he doesn't get it. He's still a bit inexperienced with this sort of thing.
Okay.
A bit more in shock, I think. He's just like, he's kind of shocked that people are giving him things, and he's not used to it.
Okay. What about Blaze? What are you up to? As a gift has been kind of quite a large, quite heavy gift has been kind of slid along the floor towards you.
Yeah, we'll be picking it up and sort of having a look at it. Like, thanks, guys. This is actually quite fun. I mean, I know I'm new here, so this was a very pleasant surprise. Thank you, whoever this is, and I'll start to peel it open.
Yeah, so you will notice that this one, as you kind of like pick it up and look at it, it is wrapped, but it's maybe wrapped a little haphazardly. But you can tell someone has tried their best to wrap this, and as you open it, there's like another kind of quite a large box inside, and as you open that, inside you will find a hand axe with a blade that's made of something that you haven't seen before. It looks kind of greyish, and when you kind of put your hand near it, it's cold. The blade is cold.
Okay. Ooh, chilly. This is like, you picks it up, sort of weighs it in a hand. Does it feel heavy?
Yeah, I mean, it feels kind of as heavy-ish as you would expect a hand axe to feel.
Sort of a little, like, look at it. Is there any sort of inscriptions or design patterns or?
Roll an investigation for me. Nice roll. Everybody's rolling quite well today. Well, except poor Tide with his insight.
Wow.
So as you kind of like look at the kind of wood and metal on the handle, you would notice that as it gets closer and closer to the blade, it's almost like a frost kind of design, as if it's like cracked ice that makes its way up to this blade. That now that you're looking at it more, the blade is made of ice. It is made of like a greyish ice.
This is very cool, but like, is this gonna melt, or like, do I need to like, I have to keep this in the fridge?
What's a fridge? I mean, we
The big ice,
help on me.
the ice box outside. It's snowing. It's frigid out there.
Oh, that right. I mean, possibly.
Yeah, as you're looking at it now, it doesn't, like, it's not dripping of, like, what, and as you kind of, like, are looking at it, there's no meltingness that you can see at the moment.
And only because it's his curiosity would get the better of him, he is going to produce flame in one hand, hold the flame in his hand, and sort of hold the axe near it and sort of see what happens.
Yep. So as you kind of move the blade closer to the flame, you would expect, because you can tell that this is ice, you would expect it to start melting away. It doesn't.
Oh, cool. This is very cool. Thank you, whoever you are.
And you can add a Zax slate to your inventory. It should be, as long as you've got homebrew ticked on, then you should be able to add it. It's a magical item.
I'll check and make sure I've got that.
Yeah. If not, what I'll do is after this session, I'll just message everybody with what they can add. But I'm not telling Tide yet because he hasn't discovered a key part of his gift.
Not with those rolls, Ian.
Okay, so Duramiah, what about yourself? What are you doing?
I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna open up the present in front of me and just first of all, like, try and weigh it, see if there's anything.
Yeah. So
extra.
what you would notice when you pick up your gift is it's actually quite soft, as you kind of, although it is wrapped and things, it's not in a box and it's actually quite soft. And it is wrapped like perfection. Like, it is so well wrapped. It is unreal. You're almost like, you almost don't want to rip it because it looks so perfect. But as you kind of tear it open, you would see that it appears to be a cape of some kind.
I am going to scrape the cape open and then throw it on.
Yeah, so you have now got a very warm kind of, it's almost got some bear pelt on there as well that you would be able to tell from your knowledge of animals. And you've now got a very warm cape on. And that is all you know about it at the moment.
Does it have a hood?
Sure, yes.
I'm going to pull the hood up over my head briefly.
Yeah, you've now got a very warm head too. And you look super cool.
Right. Well, thank you, whoever this is, but not quite sure what it does, aside from, improving my looks slightly.
Okay.
Is in the packaging is anything else, like, say this word and something happens?
Roll investigation for me.
A cloak is awesome. Yeah, that's a 6.
No, you can't find anything else in there. There's no label or anything. When you have a look at the tag, it literally just says your name in very, very nice handwriting.
Well, thank you. Wasn't expecting a cloak this year.
Okay. Gideon.
Okay, I will. What does my present look like? Is it big? Is it small? Is it?
It's kind of reasonable sized. It's like a square box. again, it's wrapped hurriedly, not quite as messily as Blazer's gift was, but you could tell it's been wrapped quite hurriedly.
Okay, I'm just gonna dive in and rip it open.
Okay, yeah, so you rip it open, kind of rip the lid off the box, and inside there seems to be, it's like a wire circlet that's quite ornate. It's kind of like, it's like a crown, basically. It looks like a crown made of wire.
Does it look like it fits Gideon's aesthetic? Is it like...
Absolutely. It would absolutely, like, it's dark coloured wire, kind of bits of it are a bit spiked where the wire has kind of been twisted around, and the edge has been left. Like, it's not blingy in any way. It would totally fit her.
Amazing. I'm just... again, I'm going to look at it and see if I think it might be magical in any way.
Yep, roll Arcana for me. Okay, so you, looking at it, you can tell it is magical of some kind, but you're not sure what it would do.
Okay. I'm just going to go, well, I hope nobody bought me anything that's going to hurt, and then I'm going to put it on my head.
Okay, yeah, so you put it on your head. Is anybody looking at Gideon while she does this?
Yeah,
I would be
yeah.
beside him watching.
Yeah,
Endo,
so,
like,
Between Gideon and Eddie, my fish.
Nice.
okay, anybody that looks at Gideon would see as soon as the circlet touches her head, her eyes go completely black.
Yes.
Endo like loses his mind. He just straight away goes, Gideon, your eyes have gone really, really black. What's happening?
Do I feel totally normal? Is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just changed?
Yeah, you feel fine.
My eyes have gone black. Like totally black. Like no white.
There's no eyeball. It's just black. It looks like little black rocks.
Oh my god, that is so cool. I just like I lift it up and like look at Endo and then put it back on my head and look at him and keep like taking it off and putting it on again.
What's happening?
Endo. Endo. Do you want one of my daggers so you can try and carefully cut the paper on your gifts?
But you were gonna say carefully cut.
So did I was like, can we calm down a little bit? Her eyes have gone black. That's it.
Yeah, I genuinely was thinking it was like, so you can gently cut one of her eyes out and see that it's a real eye.
See what happens.
Just who'd you take Jeremy for?
What you? But do you remember? But what? Why are her eyes doing that?
I leave the crown on my head and then I cast Mage Hand and the skeleton hand just waves at Endo.
Endo literally silently just like his face drops and he just like slowly steps like backwards a little bit and he's like, Taliska, what's happening?
Endo. It looks to be something that that circuit does to Gideon. It's not like it's changing her, it's just changing her appearance slightly.
But then she made that creepy hand appear.
She always makes the creepy hand appear.
Is it safe, Taliska?
Of course.
So it's not going to eat Endo?
The hand. She's kind of just looking very like, no, the hand won't eat you. Or do you mean Gideon? Because I'm not sure about her.
What the?
Everything's fine. Open your gifts.
Like with this, you like anyone who's looking at Endo would see that his chest is really, it's going up and down. He's breathing very heavily. We're like, okay, okay. And he's like very gently opening the wrapper of the big, well, the long gift that he had in his hand. The other one is next to Duramiah.
Okay.
He obviously would be intent on figuring out what it is, I suppose.
Yep. So as you kind of open the gift and open the little box that it is in, it appears to be to you or to Endo, it would appear to be some sort of silvery stick.
So like as soon as he sees it, he's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. He just grabs it and he just starts swishing it around. He's like, ooh, look, I can fight.
Endo,
Uh-huh.
try walking with it.
Okay.
It's not a staff size. It's smaller than that. It's about 30 centimeters long.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay.
literally, with it in his hand, he just walks forward. It's like, hey, okay, why is Endo doing this?
I mean, why not?
So yeah, he would give it a good look. He'd really like close his eyes and like put his head like really close to it, and he'd look for anything like if it's got his name on it or something like that, or if it's got words or something.
Okay,
Or
roll
letters.
investigation for me. It's a silvery stick.
Well, thank you everybody. I got a stick, and it's shiny and silver. And he just keeps swishing the air with it.
I gently point down beside my feet and just go, you have another one here.
Oh yes, thank you. So he places the stick on the floor and then he picks up the other present and he gently opens that one as well.
Yep, so this is a lot smaller. The box of this is a lot smaller, and inside is a pebble.
Okay, immediately he loses his mind. He grabs a pebble, he runs straight over to Tide and he's like, Tide, I got a fish! Ooh!
Yeah, be careful. He's shy.
Can I put it in the water with Eddie?
Yeah.
So he just drops the pebble straight in.
Yep, and your pebble does exactly the same as Tide's pebble did, and basically hatches a fish.
Oh my god! Fish friends!
We need to
I
learn.
look over at the group and just go, I think we lost those two for the day.
Well, as long as they're having fun.
Oh, don't cats eat fish?
Not this fish. Not this cat. I'm a tabaxi.
Endo's just gently like tickling the water at the top of the bowl with his finger. He's like, little friend fish person, hello.
Yes, well, great, more pets.
I'm going to stroll over. So I'm just curious, and I'm just going to quickly whip my hand out and dip the tip of my axe in the water.
No.
Don't kill friends. Don't kill the fish friends. No.
Okay, yeah.
I'm walking away and bring the
Is it
pan with
okay?
me. Please.
Nothing happens, you've just dipped your axe in the water.
It was the intention, Talisker / consciousness of the role.
I'm just not
So-
surprised you haven't yet thrown a pan of water all over Blaze, just to, you know.
I'm not on fire, people. I just look hot.
Endo squints his eyes right tight and just leans his head forward towards you, and he's like, "Oh, so you say."
I'm going to go back over to where I opened up my cloak and have another look at the packaging, because I'm sure I've missed something about it, but I'm not sure what.
Yeah, you can roll investigation again.
That is slightly better.
It is better, yeah, but as you're looking at the packaging, there is nothing other than the absolutely amazing wrapping and the handwritten tag that says your name on it.
I'm going to have a look at the cloak and see if that has any hints inside it.
Yeah, so you don't need to roll again. We'll do the same investigation. So as you kind of look at it, as I said, it looks, as you're looking at it closely, it looks as if it's made up of bear pelts and is very well made. But aside from that, you can't tell whether it does anything special with that investigation.
Okay. Gideon, you're quite knowledgeable.
I have knowledge of many things, yes.
Yeah, have a look at this cape and see if it's anything potentially magical, because I have no clue about that sort of stuff.
Yes, I can examine that. Like, just make a real absolute show of being like touching the cape, like closing my eyes, like looking off into the distance and like feeling the cape, and then like slapping my hand against Jeremiah's forehead. Like, just really making like an absolute show of examining it, and then shall I roll
Arcana, yeah.
While Gideon's doing this, can I
not one.
That's
Can I
amazing.
cast in silent images? Gideon does this and just make it like she's pulsing an aura as she
Yes.
slaps her in there, like sparks fly off his head. Make it look really insightful.
All of this drama, and then you're kind of like just staring at it like, yeah, it's definitely a cape.
I don't think it's magical at all. I think it's just, totally mundane. It doesn't seem to have any kind of magical properties that I can discern. I think somebody just bought you a nice cape, Jeremiah.
Fair enough, then.
It looks like bears I've killed, that's for sure.
Yeah, bears are certainly nice and warm. It's a nice warm cape, but I was just curious about anything extra about it.
Have you tried putting it in water?
I
That's
look outside, and the floor that is now soaked in water from where he's been running about with a pot, and go, is there any water left in that pot?
the fish water. Surely we've got a bath here somewhere.
Oh,
You
if
can't
only
get
you'd
out.
paid for it.
Tell you what, I'll go up to the garden. I think we've got a pond up there, haven't we? Or am I thinking of somewhere else we've been?
There's
I'll
a
have a
pond
look round.
outside, but it's frozen.
Endo. Frozen water, I doubt, may not do much good.
I know, that's why Endo was telling you that it's frozen.
So as you're kind of like about to leave, Talaskara has been watching all this with just a raised eyebrow, and she's like, why exactly are you putting the... Just because his pebble turned into a fish does not mean that... What do you think will happen if you put the cape in water?
It gets wet. Or it may be water repellent. You never know.
Into a fish.
It's not going to... And she kind of like puts her head in her hands, kind of looks up again and goes, well, this really defeats the point, but it repels bears. That's why I got it for you. You're often out there in the woods and things, and I thought that it doesn't matter if you'd prefer a fish.
Alaska, thank you. Much appreciated. I was not expecting one, and it's very warm, so we'll keep me nice and warm as we're out walking.
Yes, well, apparently it makes bears less hostile or something. I don't know. And she kind of like, exasperated, kind of reaches for her gift and starts opening it and does not know what she sees.
And as she unwraps it, there is what looks to be a nicely hand carved, but still you can tell the base has been hand carved itself. There's a wooden mounted hand carved, and then resting into it there are two quills. One of the quills is like a dark black feather quill with like red tips on the other, and the other is a silver quill. And they're both just fashioned into it, and then engraved across the front it just says Talisker.
Wow. These are beautiful. Thank you. And she kind of like is glancing around, trying to see if she can tell who gave her the gift. Let me just roll for her. I mean, she probably can't actually see Blaze because he's like round the corner. So let's have a look. Where is insight? Oh, she's not very good with insight. Okay, she's all right with insight. As she kind of like is looking around, Endo is still swishing his stick around, so she can't really, and everybody else is distracted, and she kind of catches Blaze's eye and stares very intently for a second and then goes, yes, well, whoever got me this gift, thank you very much. And kind of does a very slight smile for Talisker.
That looks like one hell of a killer set there.
Yes. Killer set. Strange wording. As she kind of like picks the first, so the dark black feather one, she kind of picks that up and is like looking at it. Well, I always need quills, so this is helpful.
I mean, I suppose if she did an investigation of them, would she be able to work out what they are?
Probably, yeah. Let's roll investigation, shall we?
Oh, definitely. They are different, so I don't know, would they have to tell them both, or...?
Yeah, because she probably is, she probably would be looking at both.
First, and the black feather with the red tips.
Yep.
I suppose... I suppose she would know that. Where am I? She gets a sense from this that there is something special about this, that this may not be its true form.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it may need a bit of time with it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Something for me to investigate as a DM. I'll be like, right, and now I'm going to roll this. What does it tell me? Are you... and what about the other one? Are you level 6? Yes, you're level 6, yeah. I believe so. Yeah. Talisker isn't, if that's what you're asking for.
No.
I was going to say Talisker is way above that.
The second quill, it doesn't appear to really look like it should do much. It just looks quite beautiful and like it will write very well.
Okay, yeah, so with the second one, she kind of investigates it and then immediately kind of dips it into her ink and starts writing with it to see how it kind of flows.
And as she does, she will notice that it makes her handwriting into beautiful cursive writing.
Ooh. She looks very impressed by this. She's kind of like, anybody that looks at her would see her almost genuinely smile. Like, it's a bit creepy. It's like when Wednesday Addams smiles in the Addams Family movie, and she's like, it's a bit kind of like that. Like a little unsettling, but she is genuinely smiling as she's writing.
Endo has finished like swishing his stick, and he's walked up to Oinkvat, who I'm assuming is facing Gideon and looking for more presents or paper to eat. And Endo is stood there looking at the stick and looking at Ointfat, and then looking at the stick and then looking at Ointfat, and then he pokes Ointfat in the ass with the stick.
Oh my god!
Just gently, just like. Boop.
Okay.
Would that do anything to Ointfat?
I mean, probably piss him off a bit.
Yeah, he spins round and like snorts and then like basically like jabs forward with his head to like give you a little headbutt.
Sorry, Ointfat. I just testing this. I got a. I don't know what I got, but it's for like this whole gift thing, and I was just prodding you to see if it did anything, cause well, you can't die,
You think
and I
somebody?
didn't want to kill anybody with it.
I'm not sure that anybody would have bought you a present that might have killed somebody, Endo.
Well, I don't know.
Okay,
What does
well,
What does
how-
it do?
how about you try poking something that's
Immediately, he just walks straight over to Durhamire and just prods him.
No, Endo, no, that's not what I meant. It just, hang on a minute, and I just look around me and I just pick up like a ripped bit of paper, like it's 2 bits, but they're still joined, but they've got a big rip down the middle, and I hold it up to Endo and I say, look, why don't you try waving it at this and see if anything happens?
Endo sticks his head out from one side of the bit of paper that you're holding up, so you can just see his little chunky head stick round the paper, and he's like, "What are you talking about, Gideon?"
Just see if it does anything to the paper. I mean, I think it's more likely to do something to like an inanimate object than it is to a person.
What's an inanimate object?
Never mind, just poke the paper.
Okay. So he just pokes the paper with the wand.
So as you kind of poke the paper with the wand, the paper starts kind of forming back into one piece of paper.
Immediately, Endo loses his mind and he drops it and he just steps backwards.
And I hate to be a Tide Rules lawyer, but doesn't he actually need to be attuned to it first?
He does, but for this I'm not. Like,
Yeah, I'm assuming by the next time I actually use it or I have
Yeah.
it in my inventory,
Just so you know
I'll
what it
be
does.
attuned, so. But yeah, so immediately he just steps back. He's like, "What is going on in this room? There's lots of strange things happening. Endo does not like strange things. Is that
well-
what an animate object does?"
Well, maybe somebody bought you that because it can fix things. I mean, it fixed this paper, didn't it? And you know how sometimes
Oh,
sometimes you accidentally break things.
what do you mean? What things?
Well, you know how sometimes if you just like everybody can be a bit clumsy sometimes, right? Like we can all be clumsy, you know, like me, Tide, you, and you're quite large, so sometimes if you trip and fall on something it might break. So maybe somebody thought that it would be quite useful if you had a way to fix things if that happened accidentally, which is never your fault, of course.
Does it bring sailors back to life?
I'm not too sure, really. There might be some limits to its power, but I mean, it could have probably fixed the stairs that you fell down.
Oh. But maybe not sailors. Okay. Well, we can give it a try. If Endo falls again on somebody, I can poke them with it and see if it fixes them.
It's definitely worth a try.
Okay. And he immediately just picks it straight back up. And
Blazer sort of looking across at that conversation is like, is it worth giving a try? I mean, I don't want to interject here, but that doesn't sound like the smartest approach.
Endo looks nervous. He's like, what does he mean?
He's new. He just doesn't, hasn't picked up the Nameless ways yet. And I glare over at Blaze and just like pull the crown back down so my eyes go black.
Blaze rolls his eyes, pulls out a notebook, and just starts writing in it. Okay.
Straight away, and just like, oh well, thank you, whoever got me this. This will help. And immediately he remembers something that's broken in the kitchen, and that's it. He runs off, and he's gonna go fix it. And you just hear from the kitchen loads of clambering and utensils and stuff flying around all over the place. He's like, I'm gonna fix you, and they're gonna fix you.
At this, Jeremiah sticks his head around a corner and has to probably duck, I imagine, to avoid things flying his direction. Like, Endo, you do realise that you don't have to break things first to fix them, right?
Oh no, these are the things that I already broke when I've been cooking.
What? How do you break things when you're cooking?
Well, I sat down to have a break after I cooked the vegetables, and I sat on a ladle and flattened it.
So it's more a stirring stick than a ladle then?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's his new purpose in that case.
And then I sat on Taliska's favourite goblet, and that was made out of metal, and now that's flat. It looks more like a saucer.
Well, the goblet definitely might need fixing.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the ladle, possibly not.
And then there was the strap to the kettle. I put too much food in, and it bent the metal hook.
Right, okay. I can see why you got a list of things, but you know,
Uh-huh.
you don't have to break them to then fix them.
I'm not breaking anything. I try to fix all the things I've already broken.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so while Endo is rushing around the kitchen, he would notice that Tathra is kind of just sat at the table with like her chin in her hands, kind of like looking a little bit upset.
Immediately he'd stop and he'd go, "What's wrong?"
Oh, nothing, I guess. Everything's okay.
Is this the first time you've had the present day? This is only my second time.
We're like... And she kind of like looks up at you and is blinking an awful lot to try and like blink away tears. And she's like, it's just, well, everybody else got presents, even the pig.
Close your eyes.
She kind of like looks quite excited and closes her eyes.
He literally just puts his hand round his back, and he's got a permanent money pouch on his mawashi, and he just detaches the whole thing, and it's like, I don't know, it's like maybe 200, 300 gold coins, and he just puts it in her hands, and he goes, "Open your eyes!"
So she kind of opens her eyes and sees, I assume it's in the pouch still, you haven't tried to
Yeah, it's all in the pouch. It's a very
she's
heavy,
like,
big, round pouch.
Oh, and then she kind of opens it, looks in and goes, no, this is what...
And then he just quickly bonks her on the head with the wand, and he's like, "There you go, I fixed your tears." And he just wanders off.
I've got tears.
This
That's
is...
good in quotes. I fixed your tears.
And she kind of like looks towards the other three that are in the kitchen and it kind of like holds out the pouch and it's like, this is a lot. Does he know this is a lot?
Endo's just busy in the kitchen with his back to everyone. He don't even notice what's going on.
I shake my head and come over and go, possibly not, but it is a gift, so I would just, yeah, I wouldn't question him about it. Just, maybe treat yourself and a few others if you wanted to.
I could treat everybody in Daggerford with this. I better hide it. I should hide it in case somebody takes it. And she kind of starts running out and upstairs.
As she runs upstairs, like Endo just heard the back end of that, and he just like shouts towards the direction she ran in, and he just goes, "It's not for anybody but you. You don't share it. It's your present."
She's like, okay. Kind of carries on running away.
Oh, I think I've mended some things now. So, this is an awesome little like stick. I like this, and he's just like swishing it in front of people. I don't know who got this, but this is a very good idea.
Great idea, Endo. Just remember, stairs, not spines. Can't fix spines.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
So no inanimate objects.
Yes.
Things like the goblet, for example.
Oh, only inanimate object. Okay, and head hurts a little bit. Okay.
Yeah,
I think
so
I
like
understand.
things like stuff that doesn't move. So not like people, because people move. So it's like fixes things that don't move.
Anything that cannot move, it fixes it. But if it's a person that I squished and they can't move?
But ordinarily they would be able to move. So it can't fix a thing that can normally move but has stopped moving. It just fixes things that were never able to move in the first place.
For
What does
example,
ordinarily mean?
things like the troll's head, I point above the kitchen. You couldn't actually fix him, but you could say fix, and I point to a stool somewhere. One of those.
Oh, I understand. So things like furniture. And...
Yeah, furniture, paper, that barrel over there, maybe
Oh.
like the tree in the other room, or like holes in fences, or rusty hinges of doors, like stuff like that. It can fix stuff like that.
Ooh. Wow, that is amazing. Oh wow. If I did not do Nameless, I would be very, very rich. I could work in the town with this and fix everybody's things. Does it fix wheels?
Wheels? Don't
Yeah.
Like small ones on carts that don't necessarily have the capacity to carry Endo.
Yes, if you accidentally got in a cart that couldn't carry you, and then mysteriously the wheels needed fixing, you could probably fix them with that.
That is fantastic. Oh, this is amazing. I like this gift. I like this gift-giving day. It's very nice. Has everybody got their gifts now?
I believe so.
I think so.
Didn't you get a book last year, Doramaya?
Well, I got a note about a book last year. I've not actually found the book yet. And as I say that, I just head in my hands, just like, just what with all the missions and what have you, the book kind of escaped my attention, and I tried to ask Talisker about it, but she didn't know when she got that main part of the main room redecorated. So at this moment in time, I don't know quite where to look.
Oh. Can Endo roll perception for the entire kitchen? Can I basically
No.
look in the kitchen to see if I can find it?
No, so you'd have to be looking in a specific area of the kitchen, and it would be investigation.
Oh, I do apologise. I forgot the rules. Yeah, I want to look in the kitchen and try and find Doramaya's book. So I would have to roll investigation, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you looking at something particular? So is there a particular area of the kitchen that you've gone, oh, I bet it's maybe over there?
An area that Duramiah would never necessarily go to, and I wouldn't probably overlook because I'm just cutting vegetables. So probably down like in between these two. Like
Yeah, so like
work
behind the
surfaces, 'cause
shelves and
sometimes
things like
stuff
that.
goes down the side of things, so that's where Endo's brain would go. He'd be like, oh, well, maybe it's dropped down to the side or something.
Yeah, so you kind of like wander around, like wander over to where the shelves are, kind of like look behind, and you can see that there appears to be some mouldy food on the floor that's been forgotten about, but there is no book.
Endo will try and help you find it, Duramiah, over time. I'm sure we will find it one day.
It may be next Yuletide. I have no idea at this point.
Endo
No.
giggles. Endo giggles a little bit.
I'm gonna go back to my room and have another look through there.
Did you check all your pockets?
You know, it's the one place I've not looked.
Mm-hmm.
And saying that, I will head to my room and promptly start going through all my belongings, checking the pockets in every last bit.
Okay, yeah, roll me investigation. So while he's doing that, anybody that is in the main room would kind of notice that once most people had left, Taliscar's kind of just demeanor in general like drops a little bit. She's kind of frowning and looking at what you would know is like the ledger of business that she keeps on her desk. She's kind of frowning and like rubbing her forehead a little bit. Duramiah, as you have a look through every single one of your pockets, you find a few kind of silver coins in there that you'd forgotten about. Like 5 silver coins that you must have put in one of your other cloaks at some point and forgotten about, but you do not find your book.
You just hear an expression of it has to be here somewhere, as I'm still just having a dig around and just turning my room inside out and quite literally turning it into a bomb site at this point in time. It's just like clothes are everywhere, the bed sheets are coming off. Yeah.
So as people kind of make their way back into the front room, as Gideon kind of comes back in, Talisker makes a concerted effort to kind of like look back up and look as cheerful as she ever looks, which is not very cheerful at all, and kind of like takes a deep breath and she's like, everybody enjoying their gifts?
Yes. Are you all right, Talisker?
Yes. No, well, it appears we have some competition in town.
Competition?
Yes, there's a new adventuring guild set up, the Daggerford Adventuring Guild, and, well, they're the reason why I don't have any mission for you today. They appear to be taking our business. I can't imagine why. After all, we've built up such a reputation.
Maybe it's the branding thing. I mean, the Nameless Adventuring Guild is kind of hard to remember. But then, I mean, if they're just going around calling themselves the Daggerford Adventuring Guild, I mean, that's not very inventive, is it? Like, we definitely could have come up with something better than that. Like, oh, look at me, I'm so original. I named my adventuring guild after the town I'm in. Ugh, terrible.
What if they're trying to use our reputation and they're saying to people, yes, we are the adventuring guild from Daggerford, and they're pretending to be us? Is there someone pretending to be Endo?
Not all guilds necessarily have a sumo like you, Endo.
Oh. Okay.
You may be the only sumo in Daggerford.
Ooh,
He's
I've not seen any.
definitely the only sumo in Daggerford.
I mean, if we wanted
Thank the gods,
to,
right?
if we wanted to stand out more, I mean, we could always do a name change. Like Blazes Bandits.
No, that is not
Endo
what I meant.
frowns.
And anyway, we don't need to rebrand. We just need to go over there and tell them that they need to go somewhere else.
And Gideon, just how persuasive can you be?
I just flutter my eyelashes and smile very sweetly at Jeremiah, and say, "Oh, I can be quite persuasive when I want to be."
And if that doesn't work, I can just punch them.
That is a
Endo
solid
Endo
backup plan.
giggles. Endo's just like,
Well,
So,
perhaps Gideon, you're not wrong there. That could be an idea. We can't have them coming in here and stealing our business.
what you're suggesting then is we go and have a quiet word with them, and do we leave weapons behind, or do we go with weapons on person?
Oh no, I'm
And,
definitely going.
Endo looks at Jeremiah really confused and like squinting his eyes. He's like, "How can Endo leave himself here? I
Yeah.
don't understand."
Like, clearly, I mean, and like Gideon's like gesturing at herself, and then at Endo. I mean, we need to go. I mean, I need to do the talking, right? Me and Tide need to do the talking.
And I need to make sure that nobody hurts Tide and my friends.
I'm gonna just like, I come with you, and then just start putting my daggers and what have you in the corner here. But like, I'll just keep an eye out, make sure nobody tries to stop us on the way there.
And weirdly, flexing a little bit, like weirdly, people just tend to agree with me when I suggest something.
No idea why that would be, Blaze.
Right? I'm so friendly.
Endo,
Oh, it's your natural charisma.
Endo starts looking around quickly while they're talking specifically about the fact that we're a team and there's another team. And Endo's still not quite convinced that there might not be a sumo there. And he's looking for some kind of material to make an armband out of. That is the
So
same
we know
colour.
it's you.
Yeah, that is the same colour. And he was going to suggest we all wear one in case they've all tried to copy us.
I mean, that
Would I see any kind of material that I would...
Other than the material of the sofa that you are sat on, probably not.
Endo, I mean, quite possibly, we could use the paper that the gifts were wrapped in.
Hang
I
on,
don't know
hang on.
how
I've
well
got an
that would
idea.
work.
I've
Oh,
got an
what?
idea, and
What is happening?
I rush out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I go into my room and I get some. Imagine that I've got like ink and like stuff like that in my room. So I get. I come back with quite a big kind of bottle of it, and I come back into the room and I take the stopper off and I stick 2 fingers into the bottle and I like draw like war paint on my cheeks with the ink, and then I'm gonna do the same thing, like go round to everybody else and like draw it on their faces as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Endo
getting
will just
so
run straight
excited.
up to you while you're doing it, and he's just like, he closed his eyes right tight, but then shoved his head forward. Me next!
On Endo, I do like two fingers on each cheek, and I also do like a line down on his forehead and from like under his mouth, like over his chin.
Mm-hmm.
Endo's just like clapping his hands. He's like, "Yay! Okay, now you know that this is Endo." just in case there is another sumo.
Anybody else?
Blaze will sort of flash his eyes, sort of more bright orange and yellow, and be like, I think I've got enough deterrent on my face as it is.
Jeremiah?
Go on then, I'll let you. I think it's the spirit of Yuletide and all that.
Talisker is just watching this, like, slowly shaking her head, just like, yes, very intimidating.
I'm going to do 3 lines on Jeremiah's chin, the 2 on either cheek as well. So we've all got the same on the cheeks.
Yep.
And then, like 3 lines on Jeremiah's chin. And then I'm going to go over to Tide and I'll be like, I don't really know if this will work with your fur.
Yeah, 1 minute. I've like unstoppered my flask of holy water and dunked it in the water, and I'm trying to coax Eddie into the flask so that I can take him with me.
Okay, make me an animal handling check.
Oh no.
Yeah, Eddie's just not having any of it. He's like determinedly like going against the like pull of the water as you put it in. He's not getting into that flask.
Eddie.
And
Eddie, can I cast command on Eddie and just say in?
Sure.
Man, on the fish.
Yep. So he kind of like stops swimming against it and then like slowly turns and begrudgingly goes into the little flask.
yeah, and Endo turns up because he has all the commotion and he didn't want his fish to die, and he's like, "Oh, don't kill my fish! Oh, you managed to get him in there. Oh, that's good. That's good. Can you get little Endo in there as well?"
It's only a flask for 1, I'm afraid. Have you got a jar in the kitchen?
There's a big, huge flask that we put the water in that we cook with.
Do you want to take that around with you all the time?
Oh, no, I thought you meant leaving him here.
Oh, you can keep your fish here. I'm just taking Eddie with me. Look how happy he is, and I shake the little vial just slightly.
Yeah, so like Endo just he just plops his hand straight in the water, gently picks up little Endo, and just runs off into the kitchen. And
As soon as little Endo leaves the water, he becomes a pebble again.
As soon as Endo gets into the kitchen, he's not realised it. He opens his hand. He's like, "Little Endo's turned into a pebble. What's happening?"
Gideon, did you do a swap? Or is this part of the magic?
Try putting the pebbles back in the water. Maybe it's only a fish when it's in the water.
Put it back in, Endo!
He drops it in the water tank, and I'm assuming,
Little Endo swimming around again.
"Yay!" Endo just like screams from the kitchen. He's like, "Yes! He's alive! Little Endo lives! He swimmins!"
Thank God. Yuletide is saved. War paint, please.
I stick my fingers in, do the two on either cheek, and then I'm gonna try and do like a couple of lines as well, kind of coming down diagonally from Tide's ears, like over his eyes.
There's war paint. Is Oink Fat getting any war paint?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go over to Oink Fat and I'll do like 1 line either side of his like snout, like going up towards his eyes, and I'll do like 3 little dashes on his like on top of his head, kind of like, I guess pigs don't have like a forehead, but kind of like coming down towards his eyes.
Okay. Yep, so you've all got war paint on now, with the exception of Blaze, who is intimidating enough. Talisker kind of like looks up at you all stood there with your war paint on, kind of like looks at Blaze and like almost like shakes her head like apologetically. Like, well, yes, so the plan is to tell them to move on then?
So, I have some questions.
Yes.
Do they have a front person, a leader such as yourself, or is this just a rogue group?
Well, from what I understand, it's just a rogue group. They're just a group of adventurers, I think, who have decided to set up shop here.
Then we will have a chat with them, and hopefully they will take the business into possibly Waterdeep.
It is the season of giving. Maybe we could give their house a good egging.
That is one variation of the word given, I guess.
Give them a good ass whipping.
Well, it's not fair that they're being an adventuring guild, and we did that first, and I feel like that's not nice, because they're copying us.
But yes, exactly. That is a concern.
So we'll go and talk to them and then see what we can do about them in here. And I'm sure Gideon and Tide can be very persuasive with their words.
We can't
Yeah,
have
that
people
doesn't
think.
work.
Go
That
on.
doesn't work. We scare the motherfuckers out of here.
That's now we're talking.
You look at kind of Talisgar, and she looks actually quite impressed by Gideon. She's kind of like, yes, well, good luck to you all. What is everybody's passive perception, please?
18.
Tide.
13.
11.
18. Okay. So, Jeremiah, you hear what sounds like a crowd gathering outside. You can hear like a lot of noise.
There
Ooh.
seems to be people outside the guild. Not sure if it's a good thing or not.
Yeah, I can hear them too. What's going on?
I'm going to go over and try and look out of the window.
Yeah, so as you kind of look outside the window, you can see that there is quite a gathering of people kind of stood around, and you can just about make out that there appears to be another group of people kind of stood behind what looks to be a pile of the snow that has fallen.
How about
Blaze, can you make me a dex check, please?
Yeah.
we join in with the snowball fight?
Okay, yeah, so you get absolutely pummeled as soon as you step out with a snowball square in the face. And it is going to do, let me just roll damage for it.
Do I see who it came from?
Yep, so it came from this group over here.
Which group?
Over here. You should be able to
Okay.
see. So that is... So you're going to take 3 damage from the snowball to the face.
Okay.
And as you kind of like and kind of like brush off the minor amounts of damage, you can see that there appears to be this group of 5 that are stood behind a kind of pile of snow, and they're kind of grinning and laughing, and they're like, "Ha! This is the Nameless Adventuring Guild. Look at him, couldn't even avoid a snowball." And we are going to be in initiative order.
Initiative!
Is there a window just by Gideon? How big is that window? Is it Endo size?
It is not Endo size. Endo would not be able to fit. Oh my god,
Oh,
what has just
oh.
happened there? Hang on. What the hell just happened there? I'm gonna...
Nice, Endo.
I don't know what just happened.
And
I feel like it were wasted though, Roz, because I don't know if I'll be able to fit between the doorway and Blaze.
I can let you through.
Tide got
I'm big.
11. Who is
I
that?
can still. I'm big too, but I'm sure as an action I can agree to let you through.
Yeah, you can.
Do we need to roll these?
Oh,
One
yeah.
second.
We got the same
we
thing.
will. Just slap a d20.
Okie dokie, so.
Save Lynn having to mess about. There you go.
And 1. Stop it descending. Who? So Gideon is first.
Gideon.
Okay, yeah. So Gideon, you would be able to actively hear now. You would have kind of seen Blaze as you were looking out the window, seeing this snowball kind of fly across and hit Blaze in the face, and you can hear this kind of group of people over here laughing and kind of mocking him as they're clearly readying more snowballs to throw, and all of the crowd are now kind of gathering around going, snowball fight, snowball fight.
And I'm assuming this is like a snowbank.
Yeah, that you
That
could crouch behind. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I would like to... I'm going to clap my hands together, go, nope, cast Misty Step, and... Oh, it won't let me go through the window, but
Where are you going to?
Because I can see it, so
Yep.
with Misty Step, you just have to see where you're going, so I'm gonna ping myself over there.
Okay, so where you are now, that would be half cover. That would be classed as half cover.
Okay. I'm going to... Can I...
So,
Yeah, go on.
if you were going to engage in a snowball fight rather than a I'm going to kill you kind of thing, you have snowballs that are kind of already, you can see them already at the side of you. So basically you have the option in Homebrew. I have made a rocky snowball or an icy snowball. They do separate things, so you can add them to your inventory. And you can choose which one to throw. So you're basically going to make an unarmed strike, which unfortunately for Gideon is
Oh, God.
not ideal. And then you can do the damage that the snowball deals. So a rocky snowball has a rock in the center of it, basically. So you're cheating a little bit. So it does more bludgeoning damage. It does 1d8 bludgeoning damage and 1 cold damage. And then the icy one does 1d4 bludgeoning and 1d4 cold.
Okay. So if it's... So an unarmed strike would usually be strength, but if I'm throwing the snowball, would it be dexterity?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. I am going to I'm gonna grab the rockiest looking snowball that I can find. I'm gonna come to what was it? 5, 10. If I go to there, can I see anybody?
Yeah, so you can see like them over the top of the thing, because they're not like crouched down, because they were all stood up kind of laughing. But this person you would definitely be able to see because they're barely behind cover.
Okay, and then I'm gonna yeet the snowball at that one.
Okay.
So is it dex and proficiency? So it'd be like +5 to throw it?
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got this. I believe in you.
Okay, well, I'm just going to roll a d20. Oh, no, 8.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, that misses. So it kind of,
Okay.
you throw it and it just doesn't have enough power kind of behind it and lands kind of here, and all 5 of them burst out laughing. And they're like, ha! See everyone? Like, this one is kind of stood up. This like guy is stood up, like actively kind of mocking, very posturing to the crowd, like, see, they can't even win at a snowball fight. This is why you should come to the Daggerford Adventuring Guild.
I'm gonna go. Yep. Well, just wait till all the others get here, and then I'm going to go back behind here and try and crouch down and get as much cover as I can.
Okay.
And that's my go.
Yep. Endo.
Yeah, Endo's just gonna like haul his little chunky butt outside. Blaze did mention that he would
Yep. Let you past. Yep.
allow me out. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. And Endo when Endo wants to move in the correct location. Oh, he can't. It won't let me outside. Ah, there we are. And then he's got another considerable amount of movement. Oh, yep. Another 25. 5, 10, 15. 20. So yeah, he'd run over to here, assessing the situation, seeing that it snowballs. He would just grab the nearest snowball and, like, normally he doesn't use weapons, but he doesn't know anything about anything. He's just grabbing the nearest one and just throwing it at the nearest person. So I'm assuming this person, they're all throwing snowballs, this crowd?
So the ones, not these guys over here, these are just watching.
Oh, right, sorry, I hadn't moved my screen over.
Yeah, it's just these guys here behind the bank. They're all kind of, like, a lot of them have got armour on of some kind, so you would, well, maybe not Endo, actually. He probably wouldn't guess that this is the Daggerford Adventuring Guild. But the rest of the crowd that are all up, kind of out of the way, are just watching.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because this poor little fella here almost ended up...
I was like, oh no!
Because I'm just going to yeet it straight at him. So yeah, Endo's just going to yeet it straight at this fella here.
Okay.
So it's 1d8. Oh no, I have to roll to hit first, don't I?
Yeah. So just your unarmed strike. It will be
Sorry?
for Endo. For Endo, it'll just be your unarmed strike.
Oh, right, cool.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, so which snowball were you going to use? The rocky one or the icy one?
I'll let you decide, because Endo will not have, like, discerned which is which. He would have just picked up the nearest one, so it's any that you decide. Your discretion.
Okay, just roll a d4 and we'll decide which one it is from that.
Okay. Did Endo just kill someone with a snowball?
Okay, so that is a rocky snowball, so your max damage there is a 9 and then roll damage.
Oh, but for unarmed strike?
No, so it's 1d8. So again, these are in the...
Right, yeah,
you
just
can
roll
add
a
them
1d8.
So it's 1d8 plus 1 cold damage.
Okay. So that would be 5.
Okay. So another 5. So yeah, are you throwing it at his face? Or... Yeah, okay,
Yep,
yeah.
straight at his
So you
face.
kind of like come barreling out, just hand down into the pile of snowballs that was already kind of made, lift it up, throw it with all of your strength and might behind it, and it smacks him in the face, and you can hear as teeth shatter as it makes contact. And the guy's like, oh my god, oh, my teeth! And like the others are like, whoa, that was so uncool. And a couple of them start reaching for weapons.
oh.
with my 6 seconds, I just turned to Gideon and was like, Gideon, I got one!
Good one, Endo.
Is that everything?
Do I get to throw another one?
How many attacks do you have per turn?
2.
Then yeah.
Yeah, then I just pick it up and throw it again at the same guy.
Gonna kill him.
Because he just said, like, mean words. And they started it.
That's a hit.
So it's 1d8 damage, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, again, it's just random. Endo does not know what he's throwing, so I'll let you decide which one it is.
Oh, well, you've rolled a 1d8, so it'd be a rocky one anyway.
Right, okay.
So that would be another 8 damage, as he's just kind of like turning to like look back after he turned to everybody with his broken teeth, and another one connects, and you hear another crunch as it hits him on the nose, and kind of it looks up again, and his nose is bloody and pouring with blood, as the others are definitely ready in weapons now of some kind. Anything else?
I don't think. Oh wait, hold on. I'm just letting something's loading. That's all. It's just taking a while. Oh come on! Hurry up! Don't be like this. Oh, I'm gonna have to click on it again. I opened up Endo's page on Roll20, but for some strange reason it wouldn't load correctly. I don't know why. Yeah, it won't open his sheet, so this is a little bit more difficult. I want to use one of my abilities, but I can't find it. Where is it? Sorry about this, guys. I do apologise. It don't matter. I can't load the page, so I don't want to be taking people's time. That'll be my turn.
Okay. Blaze.
Firstly, I just want to check maybe a bit of a quick retcon thing here. Blaze has Danger Sense, which gives him advantage on Dex saving throws against effects that can be seen while he's not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. So would he have had the option to get an advantage on his Dex save from that first snowball?
Yep. Yeah, because he would have been able to see it coming.
So roll another Dex.
Yep.
Doesn't matter, it's even worse.
Yep.
So I still got hit.
Yeah.
Worth a try.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so how easily can I see them now with what's happened? Like, would I see them progressing from the snowballs to now drawing weapons?
Yeah, so this guy that's been hit in the face a couple of times over here isn't drawing a weapon. He's too busy kind of cradling his face. But you would see that a couple of the others are starting to kind of, one of them's going to pull for a sword. The other one is kind of like reaching behind for a crossbow that they've got on their back. So they haven't pulled the weapons. They're not like pointing the weapons at you yet, but you can see that they do appear to be as if they're about to start.
Cool. Alright, so I am going to dash.
Okay.
Speed. And make it to here. And then as my bonus action, I will rage.
Yep.
I will rage. And pull rage form of the beast with the tail.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
That will be everything.
Okie dokie. So this guy here kind of like looks at his friend, kind of like looks up and he's like, that It's a snowball fight. You're not supposed to actually hurt each other. If you're gonna be like that, and he kind of like pulls out his sword and kind of is standing protectively over his friend, who is kind of slumped down a little bit and is visibly crying at the fact that he is injured. Talisker is only on there so that she can move. She's going to 5, 10, 15. Move to come outside and kind of is stood behind with her arms crossed, just watching what's happening. This woman here is going to drop to her knees and kind of be like, it's all right, it's okay, I've got you, as she is going to cast Cure Wounds on her friend who is crying.
I'm gonna yell, that's cheating, no healing.
You broke his face, she says, as she's kind of like stroking the side of his face as he's kind of like sobbing a little bit. Tide.
Yours is next.
I'm gonna come out. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Oh, exciting. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is as far as I can get. I'm going to. Oh. Some of them still look like they're getting the weapons out, because I'm getting very mixed messages from what I could hear in the guild.
Yeah, so this guy here at the top has now got his sword out and is kind of stood like protectively over this guy who's slumped down. This kind of like goblin looking thing at the back is pulling out its crossbow but isn't aiming it at anybody. It's almost just holding it as if to go, we've got weapons, like don't try with us, kind of thing. And this girlie here is too busy trying to mend the face of her friend.
Great. I think Tide sees the crowd and takes an opportunity to be a bit dramatic, and says, "Ooh, what bad Christmas spirit, Yuletide spirit! You know who will come for you." And I'm going to cast Slow and just summon the ghost of Yuletide past, the ghost of Yuletide present, and the ghost of Yuletide future. And they're going to fly towards all 5 of them, and they're all going to have to make saves.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to try and make it look very...
Wisdom saves. Okay, so that is 5 saves. Oh, God. Okay. So it was 15, wasn't it? Right, so the guy with the sword fails. So, in fact, no, let's put a little snail on him. Surprisingly, the guy on the floor with cradle in his face succeeds. These 2 fail. And the wizardy looking person on the end succeeds.
And I'm just going to shout to the crowd, have you seen a Carol? These are the bad guys. And I'm going to just try and look a bit spooky. I'm done.
Okay. Trying to look a little bit spooky. Okay. So this guy, what is he going to do? This guy isn't going to do anything. He's literally sat slumped against, so you can't actually see him now over the bank, because he's sat kind of slumped against it, and he's talking to his friend, and he's just like, I can't believe it's meant to be a snow. Can you fix my teeth? Are they gonna be okay? It's gonna be all right, isn't it? And she's kind of like trying her best to calm him. Doramaya.
I am gonna head out. That's 3 to there. Yeah, I'm gonna head on over. There we go. Next, stand near Tide. I'm gonna make a snowball from well in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And throw it at. Who can I see actually? Who's not?
So you can probably see this woman here and this guy here. The goblin is too short for you to be able to see over the...
Is that the guy protecting his friend?
Yep,
Or-
so the top one is the one that's got his sword out and he's kind of stood over his friend who is on the floor crying about his face.
I'm going to aim at him then in that case.
Okay.
So you want this with proficiency, don't you? Dexterity.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
That was a 26.
Okay, so which are you using, the icy snowball or the rocky snowball? Did you put a rock
I'm
in it
gonna
when you made
go-
it?
I was doing just for snow, so I'm just doing for ice.
Okay, so that's 1d4 bludgeoning and 1d4 cold. You got a nat 20, so he's automatically taken 8 damage. And then roll damage. So 2d4.
1, 2,
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, the first roll was really good. And then another one as this snowball. Where are you aiming?
through his hand, so he drops his sword.
Okay, yeah. So you connect, kind of, you take your moment, take a breath, throw this snowball that you've just made at his hand and hit hard. And he's like, oh, kind of drops the sword and is shaking his hand and like blowing on it, trying to warm it up again.
No weapons allowed. It's a snowball fight. Another my turn.
Okay. So the little goblin guy is going to run, jump up onto the top. As you kind of said, no weapons allowed. He kind of like drops the crossbow and he's like, don't need one anyway, and grabs a snowball and is going to throw it at Duramaya, who's just come into view. For a 12, I assume that does not hit.
That's a miss, yeah.
Okay, so he kind of just like grumbles, then he's like, ah! As the crowd are starting to kind of like quite quietly chant, Nameless, Nameless.
Yes.
This woman on the end here kind of is going to not reach down and grab a snowball, but she's going to mage hand a snowball up into the air and attempt to yeet it over people. So she's aiming at Gideon with this, with a 13 to hit.
Misses.
So then she's like, oh, as they're all kind of looking a little bit sorry for themselves, and the crowd are starting to get even more on the Nameless' side. Talisker is stood grinning behind Gideon.
I'm going to address the crowd, and I'm going to say, yeah, that's right. We're the famous Nameless Adventuring Guild. We've been in Daggerford the longest. You know us, you love us, and we're going to win this fight. And then I am going... How tall is their snowbank, would you say?
Their snowbank is probably about like 2.5 feet, maybe.
Okay, great. So it's not a huge amount of snow.
No, it's not like a
Okay.
full-on snow fort or anything.
Okay, I would like to stand up over so I can see over our snowbank, and I would like to firebolt the snow so that it melts.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So shall I just roll to hit?
Yep. Yeah, I mean you're gonna hit. It's a snowfall thing. Yeah, so it kind of like you hit it with this fireball that kind of just starts melting away. The goblin kind of like is like oh, and starts sliding down kind of with it, and lands on the floor. So now they have no cover.
And then I'm gonna duck back down behind ours.
Okay. The crowd, as you kind of like let out this fireball, originally they're like as they think you're aiming for the goblin, and then as you hit the snow they all start like clapping and they're like woo. Endo.
Yeah. Endo reaches for another snowball. Again, he's no idea what he's doing, so he's just picking from random piles. I'll let you decide which it is if I hit. And he's aiming for the goblin, because obviously that's the person that just threw at Duramier, and he's like, don't you throw at my friend, you know? So he's launching it at him.
Okay.
Again, he's aiming for the face.
Yeah, that's a hit. So you picked up a rocky one again, so it's 1d8 plus 1. Okay, so 6 damage. So you kind of don't quite connect with the face, it's like more in the shoulder, just because this goblin is kind of sinking, like, slightly, because Gideon's melting the snow underneath it. So your judgment is just quite off, just by a little bit, but you kind of smack it in the shoulder and kind of like send it like backwards a little bit, but it recovers quite quickly and like snarls at you a little.
Yeah, he immediately launches another one straight at his face.
Okay, this is an icy one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a hit again, so this is going to be 2d4, because one of them is your cold, one is the bludgeoning. Okay.
I'll let you decide which is the bludgeoning and which is the cold. I don't mind.
It's the first one will be the bludgeoning. Yeah, so you kind of connect with that. Kind of, it's just like landed. It's just had the snow underneath it kind of melted away. Then it got pelted in the like shoulder, and then it kind of like snarls, looks back up again, and gets pelted in the face by another snowball. Kind of like leaves it a little bit blinded for a second as it's kind of like rubbing it out of its eyes.
Yeah, Endo like steps out from cover over to here, and he's just like, "Don't you throw snowballs at my friend!"
Okay.
And that's it, because I'm assuming that as much as I've got key points, this is not an unarmed thing, so I'm guessing I won't be able to use my key points to keep throwing snowballs.
No. Just a flurry of snowballs.
Unless you want me to, just this automatic cannon.
Yeah, I'm imagining like in Elf. I don't know if you've seen Elf.
God, yeah.
When they're having the snowball fight in the thing, and he's like throwing them like a cannon. I imagine that.
Enter the machine gun.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's everything. Yeah. So you
Yeah,
just stepped
that
out
would
of
be
cover
everything.
basically so that people focus on you instead of the others, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and also so that the smaller, squishier people can have some half cover.
Okay. Blaze.
Yeah.
Blaze was about ready to kill these people. He's like, right, let's go.
It's gonna jump over a tree and start slicing.
Well, yeah. He's had a slight change of heart as he's standing here, sort of see what's going on, but Will's still going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to perimeter the tree, which, if my calculations are correct, should be able to get me to here for my full range of movement. Get me to here. It should be for 40, 15, so 1, 2,
25,
3,
30. Yep.
Yep. So, running around to this one.
Poor little squishy wizard.
Bye-bye.
Yep. So, he is just going to... How big are they?
How big is this wizard?
Yeah, squishy wizard.
She's quite tall, so she's about like 5'10"-ish, but she's very slender.
Okay. He's going to try to effectively grab her and yeet her over the wall and into the center of, like, try to throw her out this way.
Okay, yeah. So to grab her first, just do me a strength, and she'll resist you with Dex.
So just a straight strength.
Just straight strength, yep.
Okay.
You make advantage when you're raging.
Nat 20.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So she is light as a feather. She tries, as you kind of like, she looks absolutely terrified as you kind of come around this tree and end up stood next to her. Because although she's quite tall, she's very, very skinny and is not made for being up close. So as you get there, she tries to kind of like duck out of the way, but you anticipate that she's going to move a certain way and kind of grab her and easily throw her. She weighs like nothing and you're raging. So where are you wanting to throw it to? Like just in...
Just sort of throw her out into the middle, so
Out
she's more
into
of
the
an easy
middle.
target for everybody.
Yep, so she kind of gets thrown over there, kind of lands in the snow, kind of lifts up her head like as she's got snow all over her face. She's like, that's not fair. That's not fair.
This is how we do it in Nameless. And would this be allowable for my bonus action? Can I spin around now with my tail and like swipe out their pile of snowballs to sort of like
Sure, yeah.
scatter them and bust them all up so they sort of don't have any?
Yeah, go. I guess roll to hit.
So that's just a straight like.
Just a straight hit with your tail, yeah.
Yeah. On the tail.
So it just destroys everything.
13.
Yeah, I mean it's a pile of snowballs again. It's not going to have much resistance. So yeah, you kind of like swipe your tail as you kind of spin after you've thrown her and just absolutely destroy their ammunition. So there's like a couple of like snowballs left that have kind of rolled away, but the rest are destroyed.
And then I'll just sort of bellow in their direction. Leave!
Okay. So as this guy has just watched this, he's dropped his sword, his friend's on the floor with his face all smashed up. You've just yeeted his friend into the middle of the field. This guy is like, I think we should go. And he's gonna kind of like reach down, pick up his weapon and kind of hold it up. Like you can tell, Blaze, that he is shaking, and not from the cold. Like he is absolutely terrified that you've got this close to them. And he's going to ready an action that if you come aggressively within 5 feet, then he would obviously try and defend himself. Talisker is going to kind of move back over here and just lean against the wall and just be smiling, like grinning from ear to ear. This guy is still crying his eyes out about the fact that his face is hurt, but also the goblin is now kind of like nursing some bruises and wounds and things. So this woman is going to kind of step forward and attempt to heal her little goblin friend a little. Oh, and heals for quite a bit. And then she's going to kind of shout across and be like, I think you're being a little bit vicious, don't you? It's just meant to be a bit of fun. And that is the end of her turn.
Amazing.
Cad.
I'm going to head over... Where can I get to? I'm just going to head over to here on the other side of the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And last Christmas, I got a sling made specifically for snowballs.
You did?
Yes, you did. Oh my god.
Yes, you did. And yes, you can use it.
Right, do I get an extra 1d4 because it's a snowball sling?
Yes.
Usually I get 1d4 extra cold damage.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
just going to grab a load of snow, make a snowball, and I'm going to try and hit this squishy little wizard.
Oh, God.
They're just going to sling and fire. The wizard, please hit. No.
Oh, no, that doesn't hit. They are squishy, but not quite that squishy.
I'll shout to the wizard, come any closer and you'll get it. I was meant to fail.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
And then I'll turn and address the group and I'll just say, you know us, you love us, fair prices, hard work, great results. And if you talk to our supreme leader, Talisker, you'll get a free consultation as a Yuletide gift. And I'll wink at her and give a bardic inspiration. And then my turn.
Okay. So this guy is healed up a little bit. He is going to step up and attempt to hit Endo with one of the last remaining snowballs in just pure rage. With a 4. Does a 4 hit, Endo?
So, who threw that?
So this guy with the broken face kind of pops up.
Dear.
And probably because his face is broken, he's not able to aim very well. And yeah, he just his snowball like barely makes it like to here. And you can see he's been crying. He is crying full on, like sobbing.
I can't use deflect missile because it didn't hit me.
No,
Is
it
that
didn't.
correct?
Yeah.
Right. Well, then, just for the purpose of RP, it hit my belly and just disintegrated and like fell into nothingness on the
Yeah.
floor.
So he is like full on sobbing now as the crowd are getting more and more like they're chanting louder and louder for Nameless. You can see that like this other group, like they're just feeling a little bit deflated.
Just for the purposes of it, though, when it hit Endo and it all disintegrated to nothing, he's just like going to get one hand and just like flick down his belly, just like, you know,
Getting the rest of the
that.
snow off,
Just
like
get off, yeah, get off.
okay, Jeremiah.
I'm gonna head over here, scoop up some more snow, just straight off the top,
Yep.
normal icy snowball.
Mhm.
And as the goblin was all big about bluster and, you know, not using his weapons or what have you, I'm gonna yeet a snowball at him.
Okay.
A 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That's 2d4.
2d4, yeah.
damage.
Yep.
I was like, don't you guys want some fun? Come on, join in. And end my turn.
So the goblin kind of like, again, just turns back around after getting healed a little bit and smack, another snowball straight in the face, kind of like spits out some of the snow, looks down at the ground and can't see any of the ammunition that was left, so starts trying to scoop at the ground in front of it. But unfortunately, there is no snow there because somebody cast a fire like spell while I was there. So he's kind of like, I don't like this, and kind of rushes behind his friends and starts almost as if he's running away. The wizard is going to absolutely panic and start making her way away. She's just like, it was just a bit of fun, healthy competition and things, as she's kind of like making her way back to her group and moves into the middle. Gideon.
I would like to rise from behind our snowbank like some kind of goth avenging angel. I'm going to pull my hood up onto my head. And before I do, I'm going to put I was wrong way around. I'm going to put the crown on my head and my eyes go black. I'm going to pull my hood up. I'm going to stand there with my arms out. I'm going to cast Mage Hand, and the Skeletal Hand is going to start moving towards them, and I'm going to say, the Nameless Adventuring Guild will show you mercy. You came here in a misguided attempt to think you could prove yourselves better adventurers than us. Beloved by Daggerford. And I look to the crowd.
The crowd are cheering. The crowd are like, woo, Nameless!
You can leave now, and we will not throw any more snowballs. But know this, we are the only adventuring guild in Daggerford, and you need to find somewhere else to call your home.
Okay, roll intimidation, because I guess you're trying to intimidate them with this look you've got going on.
Yeah. Oh no, not one!
Oh no! So they're kind of like, well, yeah, you could. Are you doing your form of dread? Is that what you would? No,
I wasn't. No, I purposely didn't do it because I wouldn't have any eyes to go black from the crown because I'm a skeleton.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time you can be like, right, okay, that didn't work. They're not paying attention to you. It's like the guy is still kind of moaning about his face, and the cleric's like fussing around him. The wizard is running. The goblin's kind of on his way out, so they're almost not paying attention. However, the crowd are, and the crowd are loving the spectacle of it. So they're cheering wildly now and like really, really chanting like, Nameless, Nameless. There's a few that like, we love Nameless, woo! The creepy goth chick, yeah! Like they're kind of like really into it, but it didn't intimidate the group.
Okay, I'm going to go, very well. You have chosen to keep fighting. With my mage hand, I'm going to scoop up a snowball and I'm going to lob it across at the one who keeps healing them.
Okay, yep.
So it's Dex and then it's this plus another 3, so 16.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Especially because you took their cover away.
Yeah.
So I'm
I would have
assuming-
just scooped at random.
So it's going to be an icy one, so it's 2d4.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
7.
Oh.
Don't you love snowball fights?
Yeah, so like the cleric is still fussing because this guy, he is clearly very vain. So you could tell, like, part of the reason he's crying is not because he's in pain, it's because he feels like his handsomeness has been ruined. So she's kind of like fussing around him, and then as she kind of turns, as she's noticed that the crowd are like, woo, the creepy goth chick, she kind of turns and just gets smacked in the face by this icy snowball. Anything else?
Yeah, and then my mage hand is just gonna spin around and give them the finger, and then I'm gonna like hold both my arms out, and I'm just gonna like fall back into the snow outside.
Amazing.
Endo!
Yeah, Endo's like, he's just a buzz because like he's got such tunnel vision. All he can see, he can't see anything. He didn't see Gideon do any of that. All he can hear is the crowd screaming, and like he's kind of having a bit of fun, but at the same time, like he's still trying to make sure he hits them with these things. He doesn't know that they're doing such severe damage. So yeah, he just leans over the wall and picks up another 2, and he yeets one straight at the back of the head of the wizard as she's running away.
Okay, yep.
Um,
So first one is going to be an icy one.
Okay,
Yep, that's a hit.
okay, so that's 2d4.
2d4. Okay. And then second.
And the second one's going back at Toothless
Toothless over there. Yeah, okay. So this is a rocky one. Yeah, that's a hit.
I was trying to say Toothy Boy, and then I remembered, ooh, you know, How to Train Your Dragon.
Yep, so this is a 1d8 plus 1. Oh, okay. Not massive damage. So 4 damage to him. As he kind of like is just kind of ducked back down and is really like complaining to the cleric, who's like getting a bit sick of him now. You can tell that she's like, yeah, as he's like pointing to his teeth and stuff, and then smack, another rocky kind of snowball hits the side of his face, causes his eyes to water again, and he bursts into tears again.
I thought you were going to say causes his eye to explode.
No, not with that damage.
Fractured eye. Yeah, Endo with his 6 seconds of communication just shouts, "Stop running away! You fight until the end!" Not realising that it's not like a fight.
Yep. Okay. Is that everything? Any movement or anything?
No, that's it. He's just going to stay there, making sure that the wall is intact and he's near the ammo.
Okay, please.
So this snowbank in front, is any of it survived?
So probably like just the ends are slightly piled up, but not even a foot really.
Okay, and the snow on the ground, how thick is that? Like, how thick are we talking?
So it's more like, maybe like 6 inches or something. It's not like a fully deep covering.
All right. And this individual, how big are they?
She is just a human, so she's about 5'7" and she's currently kind of like, again, still seeing to this guy who is whining like a bitch.
So she's the cleric.
Yes.
Sweet. And the tree. What is the clearance from the ground to the bottom of the tree?
From the ground to the bottom of the tree is probably like a foot, maybe 1.5 feet.
It's more than enough. Great.
Oh God.
I'm gonna step forward and just bend down and like pick her up, and then sort of like slide like slow snow sled, like slide her in under the tree, sort of go.
Okay, yeah, so straight
Yeah.
strength again, and she'll try and resist what you're doing. She's not resisting. She's not with.
One.
Yeah, she got a 2, so she's not resisting anything.
And yep, so I'm just gonna go yoink and just flick her underneath the tree.
Okay, yeah, so she's just kind of under the tree now.
Yep.
Okay, anything else?
And I'm just gonna do a big flurry, spin around with my tail, and sort of like whip up, flick all the snow, and sort of do a big snow blast across them. Just sort of like the powder's all up in their face.
Oh, right, okay, yep.
Yeah.
All right. Right.
So for dramatic flavor, sort of like spin around and just sort of like whip my tail across the ground, so the snow all just goes
Yep.
up all over
Okay.
them.
So, having seen his one friend dragged away, this guy's face is all broken. This guy, even though he was holding his sword to be like defensive, kind of like drops. He's like, guys, let's just leave. Let's just leave. Fine, you win. You win. And he starts moving away. So 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he is full on trying to get out of there. Talisker is again just kind of leaning and smiling. As Tide was like, oh, you know, we're the ones, come and get a free consultation. She kind of like grinned even more and started kind of nodding, putting on her best, like, oh yeah, you're all welcome here kind of thing. The poor cleric has just been yeeted under a tree, so she is going to attempt to sit up and not be able to, obviously, because she would be sat in the tree. So she's going to crawl out. She's going to crawl this way because she's trying not to get anywhere near Blaze. So she's going to go to... She's crawling, so she'll be a bit slower. She's going to go to here, and then having heard him go, we need to leave or whatever, she's going to be like, we surrender, you win, you win. Tide.
Great. Glad to hear it. Kneel for your victors. And can I cast command at 3rd level on the goblin, the wizard, and the whiny boy?
Yeah.
Great, I'll do that. Just...
Oh, I love how this has just turned out to a normal snowball fight.
full narcissism.
Let's go. They all failed that. Yeah, so you're just going to say kneel, I assume.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kneel to your victors, but specifically on kneel. I'm gonna cast command because it's just one word.
Yeah, so all 3 of these kind of just drop to their knees, like almost like reluctantly, but they all kind of drop to their knees and are kind of looking towards Blaze just because he's obviously the closest person of Nameless. Is there anything else?
Nope, throw my arms up, look at the crowd. Victory!
The crowd are cheering wildly. The crowd are like, whoa, Nameless, Nameless! Like really, really cheering, and we are out of combat there because they have given up. Anything else? What are you going to do now? These 3 are still kneeling.
Endo's going to keep throwing snowballs.
Would I see the cleric here trying to leave the tree or not?
Yeah, so she came out and like literally had her hands up and was like, we surrender, we surrender.
I'm gonna head over to her and be like, any chance you can talk some sense into the rest of the group?
As he says that, I'm casting.
God.
I'm gonna cast. What's it called? Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. You know, the one that makes a hand come out of the ground, and it can grab people. But for flavour, I'm gonna do it, and a big skeletal hand kind of comes out of the earth, and I'm gonna stand where it's coming out, so it lifts Gideon up.
Nice.
And I'm just like standing there like basking in the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd
cheers.
are going as soon as that happens. Like first you hear like, and then there's just like silence for a few seconds, and then everybody's like, woo! Like really like going insane for it as the like people that are kneeling kind of look a bit defeated, like they're like, and the cleric is going to kind of like step tentatively towards Jeremiah and be like, what is it you want?
I appreciate you trying to help with the adventuring around here, but can you sweet talk to the guys into relocation? Perhaps Waterdeep? I hear there's plenty of work out in Waterdeep.
I mean, I don't think it's going to take much sweet talking, really. We don't want to be around people who are so aggressive. There was no need for that. It was just a friendly snowball fight.
It was meant to be a friendly snowball fight. You hit my friend, and I gestured to her blazers, in the face as he stepped out of the guild, and then we just simply returned a few snowballs. Some of your guys drew weapons. We kind of disarmed them, and then kept on throwing snowballs. You never went anywhere worse than that.
Have you seen his face?
Look, it's a snowball fight. Any part of the body's fair game.
And she kind of just is stood there with like her mouth dropped open, and she's like, yeah, well, I don't think you need to worry about it. We'll be moving on anyway. It's a stupid town anyway.
And Endo can't hear that conversation, but Endo does still want to throw snowballs. Can he try and hit the cleric in the face?
Sure, I guess, unless one of Nameless are going to stop him.
Yeah, I'm. Even as I am like high.
He'd literally Endo would just be leaning over the snow mound next to you, like with his tongue sticking out to one side of his mouth, like, trying to get another snowball.
Endo, no, come on, no, that's it now. It's all over.
But they're still there.
Yeah, but they feel bad because they've lost. We don't want to. We need to take the moral high ground now. We don't want to rub it in.
I don't understand what you mean. Endo was trained to finish people.
Yeah, when they're hurting you, Endo, or when they're dangerous, not when we've just had a snowball fight.
But it's called a fight, Gideon. I don't understand.
Well, you can't kill people with snowballs.
I mean, I could try. I show you.
No, you shouldn't try though. You shouldn't. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't try to kill people with snowballs.
Oh. Because I was thinking if I like threw it a little bit harder, I could have, maybe.
Probably shouldn't test that theory. I don't think.
Oh, but I don't understand why they were doing that. Then I thought we were going to fight them. I'm very confused.
It's just a bit of a. It's just a game.
Oh, they need to call it like a snowball game then, not a fight. That confused them though.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should call it a snowball game from now on.
Okay, and he doesn't bother trying to pick another one up. He totally understands what Gideon's explaining in his own little way. That it's like, all right, it was playtime.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then so seeing that Endo is not likely to throw any more snowballs, I'm going to jump down off my hand as it sinks back into the earth, and I'm just going to move a little bit closer, and I'm going to call across. Sorry about that. We won't throw any more.
Thanks, being that you just nearly killed my friend. I hate this town. I didn't even want to come here.
Well, hang on. I mean, it's not the town's fault. You did ambush us outside of our guild.
Well, I mean, we were told that you were, well, a bit rubbish.
Well, I mean, everybody has an off day now and then, but we're the best adventuring guild in Daggerford.
Who told
the
you
only
it was rubbish,
adventuring
anyway?
guild in Daggerford.
Well, yeah, the only one now, but we could have... Well, doesn't matter.
Who told you we were not as good as other guilds anyway?
I don't know, just a rumour that we heard. People talk.
Fair enough. I was just curious. I mean, if you can spread the rumor the other way, would be appreciated.
That is... Really? You want me to start advertising for you?
I just looked over at Gideon. Do you want some free advertising, or do you want to? You know what? I'll let you carry on this conversation.
Well, how about we call it quits, and if you move on somewhere else and our paths cross again, we'll make sure we tell everybody that you're a great band of adventurers, and you can do the same for us.
She's kind of like...
We're not liars.
Blaze, be quiet.
She kind of like raises an eyebrow, and it's like, She's like, roll persuasion for me. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I suppose that seems fair, I guess. I mean, do you guys work in Waterdeep? We don't want to have to come across you again. I'll be challenging you again.
No, not. I mean, we visit there occasionally on jobs, and well, we know people in Waterdeep. You should look up Trollskull Manor if you want somewhere to drink. The people who own it are really nice.
She kind of like raises a bit of an eyebrow, and she's like, "Nice like you."
Well, no. What one of them maybe is nice like us, but the others are genuinely nice, I think. Talking about Ro. Ro is the one who's nice like us.
Yeah, I gathered. Fine. We'll head to Waterdeep then.
Happy Yuletide. Sorry about the snowballs. We got a bit into it.
She kind of, again, raises an eyebrow. She's like, a bit. Yeah, a little bit. I'm going to have to reconstruct his face or something. I'm never going to hear the end of it. And she kind of just starts, like, wandering off, giving Blaze the widest berth that she possibly can. Kind of, like, heads back over to these. She's like, get up. How long does command last?
Oh, it's just one turn. They can get
Just
up.
one turn, yeah. So they are like kind of get up. This guy is still sulking, even more so that he was made to kneel. He's kind of like, well, this is... And starts kind of like grumbling. And then he's talking to the wizard next to him. He's like, is it really bad though? Like, is it really bad? And he's kind of talking with a bit of a lisp as his teeth are kind of broken as they make their way out. The crowd kind of paying no attention. What are these arrows? Oh, I hadn't even seen this writing on.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. I didn't even notice who did that.
I can guess who it may have been. As they kind of head on.
Between two humans.
As the crowd are kind of like cheering and like, woo woo, we love Nameless. With the exception of this woman here who is just smiling. She's not cheering with the rest of the crowd.
Amazing. Can I just kind of go amongst the crowd and just gently direct everyone to Talisker for all of their needs?
Yeah.
Look for that fortune teller to see if she's among the crowd.
Yeah, roll perception for me.
If that's all the snowball fighting, then I'll head back inside and have another look for that book.
You cannot see the fortune teller in this crowd.
Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you all. Head to Nameless. It's Nameless. We've got cookies. We might actually not have any cookies left, but we have cookies. There's crumbs. Come to Nameless. Free consultation.
So you can see a few of them are kind of like, oh, whoa, like talking amongst themselves, going, oh, maybe we should go to them about that contract, and like kind of like murmuring amongst themselves as you head in. As you get towards the door, Talisker gives you a genuine kind of grin. She's like, well, that was very well done. It was nice to see you in action.
You never really
come on,
see it in action, do you, kind of guy? You tend to, like, send us on missions and then see us return.
Endo, like, knowing that Gideon explained it as a game and fun and with snow, he's not, like, been on a battle line in a while. So he sees this snow mound in front of him and he just slaps his legs, he gets into a sumo stance. And he just charges at the snow pile and just goes and just exploderizes straight through like the cover and makes it snow all over the place.
Yeah, I was going to say covers Doromir, Tide, and Talisker in snow.
And as he's going through, like Endo's just like, ah.
Talisker kind of like was in the middle of a conversation with Doromir. Tide gets absolutely covered in snow, doesn't even flinch, just kind of like turns, looks at her shoulders where the snow and like brushes it off, and she's like, anyway, shall we return inside? I believe the feast is ready.
Endo, literally hearing that, just runs straight past Gideon, covered like straight past Doromir, covered in snow, and there's just like snow going all over the place, all over Taliskar's brand new floor, everywhere. Oh, yeah, that way.
I was
No,
going to say the
go
door.
that way, Endo.
Yeah, the door.
I'm trying to get out of a bloody window. Trying to get in a window. So yeah, he's just like getting snow everywhere. Like normally he comes back with blood or mud or something, but now it's just snow.
Mm-hmm.
As I head in, I pause outside, take off my cape, and just shake it, and then head inside, just like, Talisker, thanks for the cape. Certainly stops the cold.
Well, yes, I'm glad. I didn't expect it to be as effective as quickly, to be honest. But good job, everybody. And she kind of like looks around at everybody, like smiles in the best way that she can.
Endo just still covered in snow all over his head, his shoulders, his face, and he's just like big, huge grin with his eyes shut.
Well, if you head on into the kitchen, I'm sure the food is ready. And as anybody makes their way into the kitchen table now is full of food. There's a big turkey on there. There's lots of vegetables and things ready and prepared.
Does anything look suitable for a small fish?
For a small fish?
Like, Endo just points over there behind him. He's like, you can put him with little Endo in the water barrel over there. You can see in the top.
I keep it in the flask of what is probably half holy water, half not holy water, and I'm just like, you will be magical in keeping you in the water.
So you would notice that Talisker has not followed you through into the kitchen. She's gone back to the desk, but Tathra kind of comes back down and squeezes in between Doromir and Gideon at the table. She's like grinning at both of them, this massive smile on her face. She's like, guess what? Guess what I got for Christmas?
What did you get for Christmas?
Well, I'm
Yuletide.
For Yuletide. I'm rich now. I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams. I could buy you anything you want. Do you want anything? I'll buy you it.
Oh no, you don't have to. You don't have to buy us anything.
It's for you to treat yourself with. You know, you see something you like in the shop, you just don't have to worry about necessarily asking for a wage or what have you to get it. You don't have to wait for it. You just go and take a couple of coins, get yourself something, return. You know, keep the
Or maybe you could save it until you're a bit bigger, and then you could go and buy your own place. Maybe set up your own adventuring guild.
I'd love a longsword.
Oh, I can get you a longsword.
No, he doesn't need a longsword. It's fine. It's fine. We can find a longsword if he needs one. You keep your money.
Oh, she asked what I wanted.
You be quiet, you. You're new. She's not buying you things with her, like, your money. That's her present money. That's for her. Not you.
You guys have got weird rules.
You got a present. You
Yeah.
got an axe.
Alright, well, if I ever need to chop you out of something with an axe, I won't use this one, because this one's a present just for me.
Oh, the guys. Look,
Well,
I'm just gonna lean over and just start trying to carve the turkey and things like that. And just be like, let's just sit down, eat. We've had some fun outside. The Nameless Adventuring Guild is the only guild in town, so some more work coming Talascar's way and our way. So, end of the day, a win-win.
To
And I
Blazes
just
standards.
Endo turns to Blaze and he's just like, no, it's the Nameless Guild. And if you want a longsword, Endo will buy you a longsword, okay?
well,
Thank you, big guy.
when I start my guild, I'll make sure everybody's got longswords.
They are a very handy weapon to have, I will say that. But not everyone kind of suits swords. I mean, Gideon prefers to use
Skeletons.
magic and
She uses
persuasion.
skeletons. Don't you? And she kind of like, Tathra kind of turns and gives you a grin.
That's right. Never go wrong with a skeleton.
Endo just shudders. He doesn't say anything. He's just like, ugh.
So yeah, long swords, great weapons, but not everybody needs them. So have a stockpile, but yeah, not everyone would need one.
Oh. Well, I'll just keep loads of different weapons then. People can choose.
Exactly, like hide with a sling outside. You saw that, didn't you?
I was busy in here. Oh, Endo, I don't know if you wanted me to cook that fish, but it's quite small, so I just kind of left it.
But no, that's little Endo. That's my present. Look, watch. And he just runs over to it and he just like goes, what's this? And he just shoves his hand straight in, grabs the fish and pulls it out and it turns into a pebble and he's like, look, it's magics.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, I don't know. And he just like looks at everybody in the group. He's like, "What? Why?"
Because it's a nice treat to give someone. So whenever we're by water, you can have a fish. When we're not, you don't have to worry about feeding it. It's just a nice treat to give someone.
Oh, it's like low maintenance.
Exactly.
Oh. What's that mean?
There's no need to worry about, say, having to get a special water bowl or fish bowl or anything like that. You can just have one in your room, put the fish in it, and it'll stay there every time you need it.
Yeah, and low maintenance just means it's a special. It's suitable for you.
Oh.
Okay, but maybe
So-
don't leave it in the kitchen in a pan, because that's a way to get little Endo cooked.
Oh, okay. And he just quickly reaches over and grabs a big bowl that's hardly used and he puts it on a shelf filled with water and he just chucks little Endo back in. and then he watches him swim around, and he's all smiley, and then sits back down.
Well, happy Yuletide, everyone.
Yeah, happy
You
Yuletide.
guys.
And
Happy present day.
And then she kind of like lowers her voice and like leans in and she's like,
and when I start my guild, I'll get all of you working for me and I'll pay you loads.
That's the
I
spirit.
like this one.
Ooh.
I lean forward and just whisper back and go, what Talisker gives us?
she kind of like looks over her shoulder a little bit nervously as if she thinks Talisker may have heard and then just nods.
Huh.
As a thank you for saving me all that time ago.
It's okay. Endo was once like you.
What, a little girl?
What? No!
Oh.
Endo was a little boy.
Oh.
But I was...
Little?
Yes, Endo was little. And I used to live, like, outside. And I didn't have anybody. So, now you do.
So do you. You've got all of us.
I know. He just smiles, like, big, huge smile.
Tathra just starts kind
Come
of
on, Tide, stop
eating.
getting warm by the fire. Come on, sit and eat some food.
I'm fully laid down, curled up with the fish in the middle of my curl. I'm warm. I'm warm.
Quite literally, at this point, Jeremiah is has finished carving and is just like, help yourself to the food then, people. And Endo, leave some turkey for us.
I immediately start making a plate up for Oink Fat and give it to him.
Okay.
Endo just grabs a leg and just rips a quarter of the turkey off.
Endo, do you want some mashed potatoes?
But what?
There's more food than just turkey leg, if you want that.
Yeah, mashed potatoes.
And she's kind of holding out a bowl of the mashed potatoes.
As I'm turning around to put the food down for Oink Fat so I'm not facing Endo, I'm going to cast message and so he can't see my mouth moving. I'm going to make it seem like the potatoes are going, hello, Endo, we're back. It's us, the ghosts of the potatoes.
Endo, with the widest eyes ever, holding a turkey leg in one hand, just looks back and he's like, No, I don't eat potatoes anymore. Thank you, though.
Would I hear Gideon doing that?
Would he hear you, Gideon?
You do. I think you have to whisper it for message. Let me just double check. Yeah, you do have to say it out loud, so you have to whisper.
So you can roll perception to see if you heard it, Dorima.
Shall I roll
Okay,
stealth?
I will
Yeah.
do.
Hopefully Gideon rolls better than Clark.
Well, I've got plus 5 and no disadvantage.
Let's
So.
go. Yeah, you didn't hear it.
Wow.
You didn't hear it.
I'll just be like, okay then, that's some more for me, and I'll just like mid-spoonful put it on my plate and be like, Tide, you want some food?
Yeah, Tide's just gonna stay exactly where they are and just mage paw and just like lazily grab like a handful of mashed potatoes.
Love it.
Just start munching. Oh, good. Thank you.
I could just imagine this mage hand like moving to and fro, like from the table to Tide while Tide's curled up in front of like the oven or whatever, just keeping warm, and there's just this hand feeding him.
Yeah, the fattest paw you've ever seen.
Okay, and on that note, that is where we will end our Christmas session with all of Nameless nomming down on some lovely Yuletide food.